Hello and welcome to the Super Awesome Comic Review Show. There were a lot of good books this week from, favorites that we talk about a lot on the show. Tokyo Ghost, The Fix, Giant Days, Scarlet Witch, Future Quest number 2 is out. So excited about that. The Amazing Spider-Man has MJ in the Scarlet Spider costume. Tom King's Batman continues to impress. Renato Jones, The 1%, number 3. This is a brutal, crazy comic about someone taking vengeance on the 1%ers on behalf of the 99%ers. This is kind of it's a brutally violent fantasy sci-fi futurist revenge comic. There's a lot going on in there. I'll get more in depth with that one in the future. Gotta keep this week kind of short though, and let's move on to the focals. There are a couple of new exciting space bounty hunter books. Bounty and Kim are both totally worth checking out. Both strong starts to new narratives, bounty hunters in space. Bounty has a little bit more of that Firefly flair. It's a little bit like Firefly meets Rat Queens, actually, because it's written by Curtis Weeb, who is the writer of Rat Queens. Between the two, I lean a little bit more towards Bounty. The art in both is great, but I think Bounty's is a little bit more my speed. And it's a little less exposition heavy and doesn't really set up the world as much, which in a way is more appealing. It just kind of lets you encounter what you need to encounter to appreciate the context of the situation. And while you don't exactly know everything that's going on and what everything means, it's clear that there is a strong world here to be explored. And there's a really cute cat, so hey, gotta like that. Kim is still really fun though. The art's great, characters are cool. It's a little bit more potty-mouthed, which is funny, because you would expect the Rat Queens book to be the more foul-mouthed one. But no, they definitely are like the Black Mask punk rock alt comic, and one of the sales points of this book discussed that one of the main characters was transgendered, and I wasn't sure how that was going to play into the story. They managed to make it not like an awkward forced thing. The two ladies are discussing who they think is cute, and it ends up coming up as a part of their sexuality discussion. But that is kind of a cool thing that you don't really see in comics very much as far as representation is concerned. And this one, like I said, is a little bit more on the exposition side. You get a lot more of a view at the world, and it definitely feels like more directly connected to our Earth and possibly like future, extrapolating out from where we are right now. And the real cream of the crop this week from Image Comics, The Walking Dead and Paper Girls new issues. The Walking Dead was really interesting because it's an all Negan-focused issue, and it is shocking. At once, it's the most humanizing look at Negan we ever get, and then the end of this issue you will not see coming, and it is crazy. Walking Dead fans not going to want to miss this one. And Paper Girls, the sci-fi epic from Brian K. Vaughan, continues to be one of the best things on the stands. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on in a lot of ways, but the character stuff is great. It's really cool to see this, the concept of meeting your future self and your future self meeting your past self and kind of reconciling who you thought you would become and who you are, and it's pretty awesome and heartfelt stuff here. Definitely jump on Paper Girls. Get the first paperback if you haven't yet. They're only 2 issues into the second arc here, and it is just getting better with every issue. Last up from Image Comics, look at this giant Deadly Class hardcover. Oh my goodness. If you haven't read Deadly Class, this is probably a really good time to do that, because you can buy this amazing collection, and even if you have read it, maybe you're going to want this. There's some cool bonus material in the back, including character sketches, cover designs, and a lot of the script pages from the first issue. This collects issues 1 through 16 all in one giant oversized hardcover, much larger than the Saga hardcover or the Lazarus hardcovers. They really blew this one out of the water. Anyway, that's this week in comics. This has been the Super Awesome Comic Review Show. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.